Hey, it's Tim, Pickup Truck Plus SUV Talk, an early morning here in Nebraska with some breaking news over the weekend I want to get to right away. We had somebody in a factory take some photos of a 2023 Ford Super Duty. Probably got fired, but we have these photos of Ford Super Duty. So I thought, let's talk about these photos we have. And I'll kind of give you some ideas in the background of what I think is going to happen with this redesign. And, well, when is it going to happen? That's a big question these days. Yeah, they can redesign it and they can sort of build it, but when's it actually come to market? So let's talk about that. So let's go ahead and get to these photos. Put this on the screen. And this is a Facebook post, and it's been around for a little while this weekend. But we can see we have new C channel lights here. That's the outer light on the LED there. And this is going to really mirror what they've done in the F-150, the half ton versions. And then when we go through the other images, we can see this one, which is more of a dually setup. And you can see the same clamshell in the front, the dually, the same boxy looking outside. So, there's always a question. People are like, well, full redesign, that means it's ground up redesign, everything's brand new. And as you know, with truck development, trucks are always constantly evolving. And so there's really no brand new because parts are always changing. But we're going to see as best we can for full redone, new exterior done there. And then I'm sure on the rear, the tailgate's going to be a little bit different, which is always something people have done. They've always changed the rear and the front. The cab, it's usually sort of the same most times. I mean, they may go a little bit taller, they make it a little bit shorter, whatever. But those features stayed about the same. Kind of worked that out over the years. And then Ford's got their styling for their dually, which has been around for a long time. And that's just going to look the same. I don't see any changes there. What's going to happen a lot, and what we're going to talk about here a little bit, we have a story over here on pickuptrucktalk.com. And we think that the 2023 model is coming, redesigned 2020, excuse me, the redesign is coming for 2023 model year is what we're thinking. And so looking back, looking forward, we can tell you that, let's talk about engines, always big questions. So we have the 7.3 liter V8, that is the Godzilla engine. That's going to be the same. 6.7 liter Power Stroke diesel, that'll be the same. Might see some improvements as far as torque and horsepower in all these engines. And the 6.2 liter V8 is still going to hang around as far as we can tell. It feels like there needs to be like maybe a hybrid version or a hydrogen fuel cell version. That's going to be a big question moving forward with these heavy duty trucks. What Ford's going to do on emissions on that, they don't really have to, because heavy duty trucks are emitted from the CAFE rules. But it's interesting to see what's going to go on with that. And the biggest question we have with this truck was about the Pro Power on board. And this is what you find in F-150. It's got the setup in the back where you can plug in like even a 220 hookup. You can weld from the back of the truck. And that is a great feature. I owned Power Boost a couple years ago, and I really did enjoy that feature. And it seems like it's a no-brainer for RV camping with Super Duty. You can go off the grid, plug it into your fifth wheel trailer, and actually run your camper off your truck. And it really doesn't use that much fuel, and it's really quiet. So, and there's people argue about whether it's generator or not, and whether all this kind of stuff. But I kind of liked it. I thought it was a cool feature. So there's some questions happening whether that's going to happen. Now, Ford does offer it in the regular gasoline engines, but it's a very small hookup in the back. It's like 2.4 kilowatts. So to get 7.2 kilowatts or like 9.6 in the full Lightning, you have to have a bigger battery. And that's going to be the question. Does Ford go with a bigger battery here and do some hybrid power? Not so much hybrid fuel economy. Everybody thinks hybrid fuel economy. No. Sometimes with hybrid, especially like, say, for example, a Toyota Tundra TRD Pro, you can go better horsepower, better torque. Don't have to go better fuel economy, just better performance. And in this case, with the Ford Super Duty, they can go more performance as far as towing, because electric power is a little bit better towing, more smooth power delivery, and they can go Pro Power on board as long as they can keep it within. Well, they don't have to keep it within weight. That's the thing. It's so exciting with Super Duties. They can make that curb weight even bigger and add a bigger battery, and it doesn't really matter. People don't really care about that in the Super Duties. So I'm really curious about if they're going to do that, and I think it's a fantastic idea, and that would give them another step up in the competition, something people would actually shop for. And granted, a lot of people don't always use those features, but I think from a farming standpoint, ranching and RV standpoint, I think it's a home run. So before I get too much further, another thing you're going to see is, I want to look at here, is this is the prior generation Super Duty. You can see that the C light is not quite there. The grill's a little bit different. If we go back to this picture here, you can see that C light exactly like the F-150. But the biggest change you're going to find with the Super Duty is going to be right in here. This interior is going to get completely redone. I think you're looking at this truck's going to be interior and technology. It's going to be the two key features. Again, Pro Power on board. They can do zone lighting, which I love zone lighting that Ford does. You can light up individual zones around the truck from your app, from the truck, or inside the truck, you have features there too. So if you need to light up the whole truck around you, like coming back from Menards late at night, boom, whole truck lights up. It's fantastic. I've used it camping. Great feature. I think you're going to find that in there. I think you're going to find, as well as that, you may find some Blue Cruise technology, which is hands-free driving. I would love to see the payload onboard scales feature they have F-150. I think for the F-250, F-350, and even F-450, the Super Duties, would be great to have an idea how much payload you have. The truck will calculate that for you. I think that's a fantastic idea. And then looking at other trucks, so this is the big question. So Ford has that small screen in there, and this is the old school screen. And so there's a lot of conversation with which way Ford's going to go. So if you look at this, this is the Ford F-150 Lightning Platinum. This is the big vertical screen. This is an interesting screen. You have the big dial in the bottom, which does the volume, and it's a lot of tech in the screen. It's interesting. I haven't quite warmed to that one yet. This is the F-150 Lightning Pro, which is this screen same as in the F-150. I had the power boost and the same one going through the different trim levels. This one fits a little bit better for me. It doesn't stand out so much, and I think the screen was big enough for me. But which way did they go? Did they go this way as well? This is the Ford Expedition Timberline, and so that you can see a little bit raised above. You can see a little bit bigger screen. It's not quite embedded in the dash, and that is Timberline. That is a zone lighting feature they're showing on that screen with that. So Ford's done some different options there. They've also done throughout their lineup, so you can get a column shifter on the XLT in the Ford F-150. So they'll probably keep a column shifter, I think, in the XLT version of the Super Duty. But then the question is, when they do that, do they get the fold down dial here, which is the console shifter that folds down, and then that work surface folds forward in the higher trim levels? I think that's a definite possibility for Ford. I think at the higher trim levels, you get column shifter, you fold that forward, you have the workspace. I mean, for crying out loud, if it worked out well with the F-150, it worked out great with the Super Duty. It's just kind of borrowing the same cool ideas they've done in different trim levels. I could definitely see, they're going to keep expanding the trimmer lineup at the F-250s, and they're going to keep expanding the power, more diesel torque like we talked about earlier. I'm sure we're going to move more towards multi-speed transmissions, 10 speeds. That's what Ford's doing throughout the lineup. That's what GM's doing throughout the lineup. I think we're going to get to there. They're going to offer one transmission only. That transmission's had a little bit of a learning curve issue for a lot of owners. It's had some problems. They've done some reflashing with the software, and it seems like it's fixed a lot of those issues. But it's still baby steps in that software. So I think they're going to go. I would go 10 speed across the board. I would go better towing and torque. Probably I would love to see a more hybrid, more battery power in this. Ford, not just better towing, but also that power on board. Talk about that. Talk about zone lighting. Talk about the bigger screen. Whether they go with the big screen like that, whether they go the input kind of screen, or whether they go the bigger screen that doesn't quite embed. One of the three is going to happen. I'd love to see payload technology in this. I'd love to see more materials. I bet you to do some even better materials. Bringing this up, King Ranch gets even fancier. Platinum gets even fancier. I think you're going to see some big changes there. And so, again, this is the kind of evolution of full-size trucks. You're going to see that, especially heavy-duty trucks, they're going to borrow from the F-150s. They're going to make their truck that much better using that stuff that's worked out so well. And then they're going to keep adding more technology, more luxury, and more sophisticated powertrains. And it's going to come down to customer demand for more luxury, which is happening. Customer demand for more technology. There's people that don't love technology, but I'm telling you, that's where the market's going right now. People love this technology, and more power and torque, which is always a big thing for Super Duty for towing. So I think you can find those features can become part of the next Super Duty. Now, when are we going to see it? All right, so it's June right now. I'm filming this. I'm actually supposed to be on vacation today, but I'm filming it anyways. So June right now. So I could see it being released in July, August, because it seems like it's mostly done. So we could have an event July, probably be August, because most PR people are on vacation in July. So you're going to see it unveiled in August, which means it makes it to manufacturing by September, for late September, early October would probably be making it manufacturing. And you're going to see shipments happening by November, December, which would be great because for most business owners like myself who need to buy a new truck every year, if we have it by year end, no problems. It's what happens is if it drags in next year, then it doesn't help my taxes. So I think they're going to try to hit before year end, which is what most brands try to do because you get the year end contractors buying it commercial, which is big part of Super Duty. You get those tax credits, which is what those guys want. They're going to buy a new truck every couple of years. And you get that boost on your bottom line in December because you have all these new truck sales. Now, this is all dependent on what's happening with supply chain, whether they can build these things, whether they have enough parts. There's a lot of concerns there, but I think we'll see the first couple ones trickling out by year end. I would say it's going to probably be on dealer lots, more likely fall of next year, fall of 2024, probably, because I'm talking all these brands and they're saying that they're so backlogged in demand that they're looking at additional year from now to have supply. So I think it'd be the same deal you have to do with Mach-E, with the F50 Lightning. You're gonna have to place an order for it. You have to buy it, and then you have to wait in line, and hopefully you get one at some point. There's just so much demand right now. So that's what I think is going to happen with the 2023 Ford Super Duty. Let me know in the comments below. What do you guys think? Am I right? Am I wrong? Do I need more coffee this morning? Which is probably accurate. Put comments down below. Curious what you're seeing. Also, check us out on Thursday nights. We have live stream at 6 p.m. When we're in town, 6 p.m. Mountain. We'll make sure that happens. Also, check out the videos over here. Website down below. As always, thanks for watching. I'll see you down the road.